I'm going to demold some shapes that were made for the my walking man or walking character. These are silicone molds, and the rubber opens up and inside reveals the molded shape. This has been poured in with hot clay has been melted down and then poured into this mold. This is the walking person. From the bottom you can see the foot going back and forth. The other foot is contained in these other molds, the other pieces that lock in to create the woven zigzag of the foot as the two legs are walking. But from the side view, that's the one leg of one person walking. So as these are demolded, I cut off the extra mold spout material, put it to the side, and then open up another mold and take out additional parts and pieces. This is a set of molds created to repeat the walk cycle. These are other pieces of little pieces of a foot, a leg, a bent knee, and a foot. And I get rid of the excess clay. And for example, this piece will lock in eventually to this section of the walking character. And you can see I'm already beginning to get the other foot, the back foot of the back leg of somebody as their two legs are going back and forth, walking through the block. Okay, I'm demolding more. This is another part. I get rid of the excess wax or the excess clay. I put it into its locking part, and you can see this is the front leg. Eventually I'm going to demold the back legs walking. Not quite sure where they are. So I take the rubber bands off. I split open the silicone, two sides of the silicone mold. I've noticed, for example, in here that this did not, the clay, the hot clay, sometimes has air pockets in, and depending on the consistency of the clay, it doesn't mold completely. So oftentimes I will take a piece of clay, and that's about as tight as you want to get, by the way, because 3D gets harder and harder the closer you get with 3D. Put another piece of clay in there to make sure that the mold is filled properly where that part was. I'll demold the rest of it and cut off the excess. This is the arm on top, so it's going to go above. It's the back and forth. Actually, I think it's this way. This is the back and forth elbow and arm that's on top of the leg. That's the motion of the character as it walks. Walk cycle. I'll probably smooth this part out just because I added that in by hand to complete what the mold didn't finish. Yeah, let's take these. These are, I think, a pair of back legs. So I demold them, and inside, this is a hard one to get because there's a couple of tight little corners in there. I get rid of the excess clay, and I slice off that. This is going to go now. It fits in as the link on the back side of the legs. That's the butt of the person walking, and this is a little extra butt that comes out. This is the foot on the back side of the leg, continuing the walk cycle. On the other side of this, I demold the other leg, cut off the excess clay, and This links into this piece. And somewhere amongst these rest of these molds are some more back legs, and some crisscrossing arms are in here as well. These pieces didn't come out very well, so I'm going to have to go in and either re-pour them or go in and figure out which part of the mold to repress. It's sort of a press mold. You can actually use the mold again by putting some clay in and pressing it back down, trying to get the shape that the pouring clay did not get. I think this is the back part of the arms. This is the center of the body, I should say, of the upper body, from the waist up to the neck. Yes, it is. It's got a little bit of air pocket in it at the top. Again, it depends on the consistency of the clay. The hotter and more molten the clay when you pour it, the more perfect the molds, these things come out. Sometimes if it's not quite hot enough and you pour it in, it's just a tiny bit lumpy, you'll get little air pockets like that. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in the parts that didn't get finished. When this goes, this is going to be an interlocking piece that becomes where these arms fit into that piece, but this is the actual center body. This is the body that goes on top of the legs as the arms are, yeah, it's this direction. As the arms are going back and forth, I don't have the back arm put in yet, or the other parts of the arms, but again, they're going to weave back and forth. When I put them in, they're going to go back and forth just like this goes back and forth on the legs. Okay.